howdy y'all. Zet here. So, apologies for the hiatus, but I've been trying to come up with, see what results are for different content polls I've been doing. And you guys, what the winner was apparently you guys wanted me to do kind of podcasty style content, so we're gonna try it. I'm playing Dark Souls because it's something I could play and blab at the same time with. And I'm joined by probably the most common co-host I will have, Sam slash Ninja Spaghetti.
I do love some spaghetti.
And I don't have any topics planned out, so we'll just kind of spout nonsense and see where it goes.
We'll have a discussion. I should have asked you what topics are off limits first, though.
No, dear. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Do you want to pray to start us out?
Absolutely. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to record a podcast together. Lord, I pray that this discussion honors you, and I pray that it leads people to you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so what kind of nonsense you got for us today?
Well, let's talk about religion first. Hot topic, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't want to talk about hot topic. I want to talk about religion! And we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure your perspectives are probably very, very similar to mine. But the first thing that I would love to talk about, since I get to pick the subject apparently, is overcomplicating Christianity.
That's an interesting one, because that's a very
Right?
common thing that happens.
Yes. So the reason why this is in my mind at the moment is because one of my coworkers was telling me about a church that she goes to where, and now she's not like, she's a Christian, but she's not like incredibly knowledgeable or highly invested in anything like that. So while she's like a Christian and she believes in Jesus and all of that, she may not understand like every ounce of the Bible or every piece of religion and religious philosophy.
Right.
She goes to a church that was trying to teach her husband how to speak in tongues, which actually has become a very common thing for a lot of churches to start kind of pushing like spiritual gifts a lot more. There's another topic for another day, but the new apostolic reformation has kind of pushed that quite a bit. That sort of ideology, and whether you believe in it or not is not necessarily what I'm after at the moment. But I think that they sort of like have created, Christians in general have created a sort of like gatekeeping lifestyle where the people of the church gatekeep Christianity as if like they don't want other people to be Christians.
So, yes. I'm not sure when that started or why it started, but there is a lot of gatekeeping happening where there's always something you have to do before they really get you enough to like do more than just have you attend.
Yeah. I don't think that it's I don't agree with that at all. Like I obviously don't want to be like that. Like I think that a lot of people overcomplicate Christianity to more of the church's ideals rather than like what Jesus taught.
There is a lot of that, and then there's a lot of quote-unquote progressive churches around nowadays where they're kind of skewing the entire point and like almost backtracking on what we're supposed to be doing to be considered Christian.
Ironically, progressive Christian means somebody who's forward thinking.
Even though they're going backwards. But like I know of a couple examples, like there'll be people trying to merge Christianity with all kinds of different modern belief systems and that kind of stuff. I had another one, but I'm trying to remember what it was now. And then, oh, the other one is, there's a lot of churches nowadays that seem to be going back to, unless you, everything is based off of works instead of actual belief.
Yes. That was another thing, actually, that we, in the same discussion, that we had talked about, that you don't really need to do anything to receive salvation.
No, you just gotta believe.
A lot of people want, and there is personal responsibility within yourself to do what is right, kind of thing. So I think that's where people get it all mixed up, is because they want, like, they want justice.
Right.
Stop hitting me.
They want to be justified for their belief.
Well, because
Yes.
like we as humans are like, I want to see justice done.
Right. I think the other side that also kind of confuses the matter is, I think a lot of people misunderstand what it means to that faith without works is dead. I think a lot of people misunderstand what that means.
It means that you obviously have to do works. If you don't do works, you don't get to heaven, right?
Not exactly. It's kind of basically, it just comes back to, you kind of have to, once you believe, there should be a visible change. You shouldn't just be like everybody else and doing whatever the heck you feel
Like you're born again.
And that's what the faith of God works in practical sense. Well, at least that's how I would summarize it.
Yeah, I picked one of my favorite topics, of course, to start out. I am a very deep thinker when it comes to, like, church philosophy and religion. Like, I love to think about stuff, even if it's not important. But I always make sure to, like, if I'm having a discussion with somebody about something like that, I always make sure to let them know that like, when it's a non-salvation issue, like when it's not something that actually matters towards, like, your faith or anything like that, I always make sure to remind them that, like, while this is what I think, it doesn't matter. So, like, we were talking about purgatory at one point, right? Okay. Because there's an excellent argument on both sides about purgatory being a real thing or not being a real thing. And, I mean, we could get into that in this episode if you'd like, or we could maybe save that for another episode.
I
feel
like that'd be a good another episode one. I don't want it to get too heavy, if you know what I mean.
Yes, but my perspective always was that it's not something that matters towards Jesus.
No, that's getting into, like, nitty-gritty stuff that we don't really need to know.
And, like, the pre versus post tribulation Christians in Revelation, it, like, there's a surprisingly split viewpoint where some people believe that the bad stuff that happens in Revelation, Christians are there for, and some people believe that Christians aren't there for, that they already went to heaven, and the earth is just left to be basically a prison for the unbelievers until it's done with its cataclysmic ending. And while it's interesting to talk about, it does not matter.
No, not really. Not like, I can understand why some people would think that it matters more than it does, Because, like, it is still important, but, like, at the same time, that's not really relevant.
While it is important, obviously, like what happens to Christians is important.
Right.
But I have zero control over what's going to happen to me
Yeah, exactly.
after after I am saved, after I have received Christ, I have received salvation. Like, other than my personal responsibility and my own faith, there is nothing that I can do to change whether I am there during revelation or not.
Yeah, that's not up to us. It's almost like, I don't know if this is a good or bad way to put it, but it's almost kind of like a more of a need to know basis, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we don't need to know. That's
Well,
not
I am afraid
important.
them to the... Very well, then take...
If anything, that's going to just be more of a distraction than a help.
Yeah, like, so my like, I guess,
Farewell,
belief
Maiden.
on like learning new things that could call God into question, right? Not that I have any question personally, but like something that like you're like, well, what about the idea of evolution or something like that? Like, everything that I learn always just leads me further into the wonder of God.
Oh, absolutely. And then the part that kills me
Ashen
with like evolution
produce
and all
the
that kind of
moth
stuff
too.
is
Very well, then take...
they're willingly believing something that makes so much less sense than believing in God
Farewell,
and
Ashen.
Jesus.
I think that should be another topic for another day. As someone who, again, loves information, I like that nerdy stuff.
I'm a mixed bag when it comes to that. I can, to an extent, talk about that kind of stuff, but I'm less likely to get into those conversations.
Yes.
I typically tend to view it more as a black and white thing.
Black and white Christianity.
Hardy. Not exactly.
Christianity is not black and white. It's also red. Cleverness.
Yeah, I'm getting my butt kicked by Soulscast.
Oh, I forgot about Sword. I forgot about the Silver Serpent. What am I doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm going back to get the Silver Serpent ring. That's what I'm doing.
I forgot how much this guy hurts.
But I do think that, like, as Christians, we should prioritize, what's a good way to put that? Like, prioritize religion over philosophy.
Yeah.
I know, like, while I say religion, I use the term very loosely because I don't believe in the hyper structurism that like the Catholic Church has, for instance.
Right.
I do think that that structure is incredibly important, and I do think that Christianity needs a sort of structure to it. Otherwise, you end up first try. Otherwise, you end up with churches that bend and break towards everything. Every new wind twists the tree in a new way.
Right. So the biggest thing for me, I always come back to, I don't think it's supposed to be, Christianity is supposed to be considered as a quote-unquote religion.
Yes.
It's supposed to be more of a relationship than anything.
Yes, I've heard that talking like that. Well, not talking point, but like that idiom, I guess. And I agree and disagree with it at the same time. Because you're correct. Like the idea of Christianity like the Christ-centered follower of Jesus is a relationship, because it's a personal relationship where you are born again to a new life with a as a new person through the discipleship of Christ. But it is still a religion, and I think that it's confusing to people when they're like, oh well, what religion are you? And you're like, oh, I'm not a religion, I'm a relationship guy.
Yes and no. So the biggest problem is classifying it in this as a religion lumps it into the same category as all the other ones, which are that like very skewed
Yeah.
with how they function. And it's almost like the Catholic Church. It's like it's not the same type of thing.
No, it's not. But the belief system is.
To a degree.
And while like with Catholicism, there is a lot of like, it's highly structured. It's very traditionalized and it's highly structured. But the core beliefs are the same. And there is differences, like there is with every religion. But even though you and I are both Christians, I'm sure that we have different beliefs on things. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what they would be. We'd probably have to find it, but
I don't think we've ever really tried to find our differences in beliefs.
we'd probably have to get to the seriously like nitty gritty.
Yeah, like the stuff that isn't really that important.
Yeah. But at the same time, like the difference between a Protestant and a, I don't know, a Baptist. I think they're kind of Protestant too, but the differences are not important. There is differences in what they believe,
Oh,
but those
absolutely.
beliefs are not any different from any other sect of Christianity. At the core values.
Let's see if I can make this tree jump. No, I agree. Like for a while, I had a friend I used to do a lot with. He was Catholic, but he'd still come to like vacation Bible school, and we'd hang out, and we had a good time.
We had a good time.
So it's not like they're bad people, and it's not even necessarily that their viewpoint is entirely wrong. It's just there's always gonna be personal preference and those slight differences.
Something happened to my game, and I am unable to use my controller suddenly.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah, I'm currently running away from an enemy with WASD. This has never happened before.
Did your controller die?
Actually, yes. Oh, jeez, there's another one. Did the cord die?
I like how we open up with like probably the heaviest topic we'll get in this video.
Okay, my controller has recovered. Oh, absolutely. I love heavy topics. I do think it's important for Christians not to run away from questions that seem difficult to answer, or maybe not everyone will like the answer. While
No,
I do
I
think it's
agree.
important to be the salt of the earth, I think that a lot of Christians are afraid to
Get their
to
hands
say
dirty.
something wrong,
The problem
and
is,
so they don't say anything.
they're too worried about being nice.
Well, I mean, as Christians, we're supposed to be nice.
So we're
like
supposed to
that-
be loving. We're not supposed to be nice necessarily. So the difference is, we're called to love one another, but being nice for the sake of being nice does not accomplish anything.
I think we're just I think you and I are just confusing
The
like
terms.
niceness and gentleness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the hard part is, like, there's so many definitions for each word that you can
yeah.
use it in so many different ways. I cannot
Like,
make
I
this
do-
stupid tree jump.
I do think that that we as Christians have to say the hard truths. Like, it's our responsibility when someone is like going to play in traffic that you tell them no, don't play in traffic, even if they really want to play in traffic. I don't think that we should be accepting of everything that a person like that would like to do simply because we don't want to hurt their feelings. But I do
Right.
think that it should be done in a very gentle way. I mean, gentleness is one of the fruits of the spirit. Like we are supposed to be gentle people, not aggressive. But you could be straightforward or stern about something without being
Finally got a
mean.
bonus. Sorry.
Everything is dropping me firebombs.
Really?
Yes, I have 11 firebombs, and I used all 5 of them killing Gundrick.
That is crazy.
Not
Are
Gundrick.
you freaking kidding me? I just killed myself. I fell off the rafters. I gotta go to that stupid tree jump again. Anyways, back on topic.
Hot topic. No, I already did that one. I do think that a lot of people confuse, like, as Christians, we don't have to accept something. Like, we don't have to say, like, this or that is okay or acceptable or right, while also we could be nice to that person, even if they're doing
Right.
that thing.
I think a better way to put it is there's being nice, and then there's being kind.
Yeah.
It's called to be kind, not necessarily nice. If that makes sense.
It does not.
It is not.
It's just because of the definitions are sort of synonymous without being completely
Yeah, like they're
synonymous.
very close to being the same thing, but they aren't. So at least for me, when I hear the term nice, I always put it in as like you're just I kind of put it in the same category as like being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
You avoid getting into any confrontation. You try not to upset people, all that kind of stuff. I associate that with being nice. Being kind is probably what more people associate with being nice.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I think that you could be a kind person, a loving person, without being an accepting liberally accepting person.
Yeah.
Not as a liberal, but like liberally in the
You accept everything they say.
yeah, the definition meaning loosely or freely.
This is a problem with some of these kinds of topics. It's like it's so hard to talk about because the terminology gets so muddled.
Let me. I am.
If that makes sense.
Yep. Ah,
Pretty be careful.
I almost had my mind blown, and I'm really sad.
A pleasure to have I'm Andy Asher, as I said.
I got the white soapstone.
Ashen 1.
Heading to the high wall.
Okay. Somebody got. Somebody, quick! I'm being eaten by the mimic.
I'm not there yet. Oh, jeez.
Farewell,
I should have closed the game.
Do the pro move of quitting out.
My stuff inside disappeared. Now I gotta go put it back.
So that was the heavy topic for today.
So a lighter topic.
Or just
don't have a lighter
a
topic.
different topic.
Let's talk about technology, right? This will be a fun one actually.
Oh boy.
What do you think about electric vehicles?
They're dumb.
They're
I'm
just
sorry.
dumb, straight up dumb.
The whole concept is stupid.
Why?
A couple of reasons. Number one, so you know how they claim it's safer, it's better for the environment? Those batteries, when they get disposed of, are so much worse than anything normal cars do.
Yes.
And I've actually rode in a couple of electric vehicles. Not
Fully electric or hybrid electric?
the Teslas.
Fully electric.
Yeah, the number one, door handles are pretty much non-existent. They're in the wall, like they're inset into the door. So you have to push it out and then pull it open. It's very annoying. Number two, who thought making them purely electric was a good idea? Because if any time, like, if we ever get into a situation where, like, the United States gets a power outage or an EMP or something like that, like, good luck trying to get anywhere. Because your electric cars ain't gonna be moving.
Wouldn't a normal car also not really move? Because the internal computer is also damaged by an EMP?
Possibly. But electric cars are even worse because they literally run on nothing other than electricity. So, at least the other ones, technically, you could probably find a way to get them moving.
To bypass the computer.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people have the same exact reaction when I ask them, like, do they like electric vehicles? So one thing that you did was you specifically picked Teslas. They're not the only electric vehicle, but they're the ones that's prominently known one, and they're not great.
No.
They are great in some cases, and they're not great in some cases. So I agree with you that Teslas are trying to be futuristic-y, and when you're trying to do something like that, oftentimes you get rid of a lot of like positive features to make it feel more advanced. Like your door handle situation.
I'm sorry, that just bugs me. I don't know why it bugs me so much, but like that was the stupidest thing they could have done. And I'm like, why?
But then there's other electric vehicles like I think it's called like a Chevy Bolt, for instance. Like every single manufacturer has an electric vehicle now. It's not just Tesla, but they're not very popular models because they're electric vehicles, and not everyone loves an electric vehicle. I don't think that electric vehicles are as strong as a gas vehicle simply because of the range system. While you can plug in your electric car and charge it, it's not exactly like plugging your phone in and charging it over the next hour. Like it might take a day to charge your car. So you can't really do a long distance trip. long distance trip with something like that because you might be stuck waiting for your car to finish charging before you can keep going. And I mean, maybe there's some benefit to that because you don't need to drive across the country in 24 hours. Sometimes it's nice to take a break. I don't think that it matters to the point that it's not worth the vehicle, right? But we are also seeing the very early stages of an electric vehicle, of this type of vehicle. And so while we see the problems with it right now, that doesn't necessarily mean that those problems are going to be forever. And because they're well-known or well-recognized problems, it's probable that they're going to work on fixing them to stop them from being a problem in the first place. So like the batteries was another thing you had brought up. Something that we have been looking into is replacing lithium batteries with sodium-ion batteries. So instead of a lithium-ion, it's sodium-ion battery. They aren't as long-lasting. Like the sodium-ion battery will last for, I forget exactly what it was, but I think it was about 2,000 cycles versus a lithium is like 4,000 to 5,000 cycles. Meaning that like you charge it and kill it. You charge it all the way up and then drain the battery all the way and then charge the battery up all the way and then drain the battery all the way. For about 5,000 cycles for a lithium. And then with the sodium-ion, it's like 2,000. But sodium is a lot cheaper than lithium, right?
Correct.
Because sodium is salt. We have lots of salt, especially in the ocean.
Salt is very easily got.
It's extremely available. the primary issues that we have with it, sodium batteries, and somebody owns the patent. Somebody owns the patent to sodium batteries, and so we can't just make them. I know, I see. He's running away now. Well, it's a good thing we're doing a podcast, so we can spend the next 6 years watching this guy climb this ladder again.
Yeah, really.
What? And back down he goes. Are you down there?
Yeah, I'm climbing the ladder. Got him.
Get him! China, however, is actually producing, because China does not care about copyrights and patents.
China does not care
Trademarks.
about a lot of things.
They don't care. So they have actually started producing sodium-ion batteries, which means that probably the market is going to become full of sodium-ion batteries. So we will have more access to that sort of technology to the point where we could possibly be getting rid of these lithium batteries in the first place. Your phone may become a sodium-ion battery rather than a lithium battery. But it'll be like that with everything. So like you could replace your electric car, and while they don't have the same cycles, they have the same range. So you only get 2,000 charges out of your car, so you have to replace your car battery in 2 years instead of 5 years. But your car battery goes from costing like $15,000 to like $300, which is a massive difference. It no longer is expensive, and it's really not bad for the environment. Because like lithium mines are extremely bad for the environment.
So kinda in line with this topic, because it's going to probably become part of future cars. AI.
Future cars will be future everything.
Unfortunately.
Are you talking AI as a whole, like you wish to discuss AI?
Sure.
Or okay. So, AI as a whole, a lot of people have a very strong opinion against AI, but really it's no stronger a tool than many, many other things. I mean, even a search engine is a rudimentary AI.
Correct.
The fact that you could take Google and you could Google search something is asking something like an AI. What?
What was down there?
Great rat.
That was it.
Oh wait, no, Great Rat's not down there.
No, he's down the other way. What's down here?
Yeah. I think it's the Dark Wraith and that Red Eye Orb. But I don't know if we can... Oh, it is Great Rat down here. I'm going to die.
So I think the main reason for the hesitancy and distrust towards AI is due to how it's been depicted in a lot of media. And the scary thing about that is it's not entirely inactive.
Well, we don't know if it's going to be
could
active.
become a thing.
And it probably can. But AI is a tool.
Yeah.
Just like the search engine that I just described. And everything can be used improperly. Because like a gun is built to hunt. It's built to take a life, but it's not built to take an innocent life, right?
Correct.
But then people can use it improperly to harm other people, undeserving other people. In the same way, AI can be used to harm other people undeservingly, but could also be used to benefit a lot of people deservingly. That we have the just jump down there. that we have the freedom to use our tools properly. But right now they don't want to. The government doesn't want. The government doesn't want to limit it, mostly just because other governments don't want to limit it either. So we kind of are in a bit of a waiting game while we wait for the AIs to get to the point where they are afraid of them.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's probable that it's going to be like a cataclysmic outcome like what you see a lot of like movies kind of depict.
That wouldn't, at the very minimum, that would not take place for quite a while.
But I don't think that. I think that there's a lot of things that AI cannot replace.
Boom. Try to go. Because I don't think there's any close.
No, there's just the one that we were just at.
Yeah, so I think it's just be
Good. You deserve it.
wow.
Treat yourself. Whew. Big coughs. I think that a lot of people are afraid of new technologies because it's a new thing. So the way that like we may feel about AI is a lot how people 30, 40 years ago felt about home computers.
Right.
Like a console that was built as a utility to digitalize a lot of simple or rudimentary tasks. I mean, now like we're using AI to generate pictures and music and things like that, but it's still the same idea. It's just a tool. And while we reject it, it's not going to be going anywhere.
No.
Like I was actually talking to my wife about this today, that it's really important not to just reject everything new simply because it's new and I don't like it, because it's not going to go away.
Correct.
But if you refuse to learn, then you're not going to be able to grow with it, whether you like it or not. I mean, like I don't necessarily think that AI is a great thing.
Which I agree with.
Now I'm going to die.
I feel like one of the biggest issues is it's too easy to misuse AI.
Too accessible. It's not regulated enough.
Yeah. It's just out there, and anyone can do anything with it. Which bonfire are you at, by the way?
The second one.
Okay.
I'm fighting the Lothric Knight trying to get his sword.
I
As
have
I
a
always
shield.
do. I also have his shield and his pants.
I don't have enough
No, I don't
strength
have-
to use this shield yet.
I don't either.
Are you ready?
No, I'm fighting a Lothric Knight. Give me your sword. Over me. I'm actually wearing his pants right now. You can summon me now.
Here we go. Here's a relevant topic. Kind of relevant topic. The gaming scene nowadays. What's your take on everything? How much have you followed?
I see that. I'm not sure exactly if you mean like games in general or like gaming technologies, but I have seen that Microsoft is moving more towards owning the software end of the market, like owning a larger market share of the software. They bought a lot of the game development companies. I think, what did they buy? Like Activision or Ubisoft or something like that. I think it was Activision they bought. It was a really big one, or Obsidian. They bought Obsidian too. But they bought a whole bunch of really, really big companies that produce video games, I think, to own a larger market share. And then with their new console, it's focused more as a PC, and less as a game console like an Xbox. Double teamed him.
And then I know, actually, there's a lot of backlash going towards Microsoft and Xbox for their newer stuff, partially due to they increased the price by quite a large margin for everything.
Pretty much all of the businesses did that, and while it's easy to blame Donald Trump because of the tariffs, a lot of it is actually from the 2020 let's just print money to solve all of our problems.
I'm not. So there's one topic I will most likely try to avoid.
Politics.
Yes. Just because I know no one can really agree. There's always going to be a differing view, and I'd rather not just get into debate something like that. Because that just doesn't.
I think debates solve a problem. Debate me. No, if I talk about politics, I never give my direct opinions on something unless it's not the political opinion. So like, I would never say Donald Trump is a great president. I would never say that Donald Trump is the worst president because I don't have an opinion on it, right? However, like he did the tariffs thing, and then that a lot of people had blamed him for that, but that it really was because of the massive inflation that we experienced. And that's why all the prices went up, because it went up on everything. It wasn't just PlayStation. It wasn't just Microsoft that did it. I know Nintendo also raised the prices on their
Nintendo
basic Nintendo Switch.
Also kind of getting a lot of backlash. And then this is the interesting part about that. With what they're getting backlash for, it technically is already a part of Xbox and PlayStation consoles. It's just not as extreme as Nintendo's doing it.
What's that? The listening to you?
No. So basically, your Nintendo does not want you to even remotely modify their console.
Yes.
And to make sure you don't, they added a new policy to say that they can shut down your console anytime they feel like you're modifying it. Which, number one, is just really dumb.
Yeah, because you don't actually own your console. Oops,
Yeah, that's the other really dumb part. Is like you're spending
You don't own your console.
upwards of like $300-400.
Wow, that X guy just double tapped me.
And it's not even your property.
Yeah, I think that a lot of things in general have kind of moved away from you own it to you own the right to use it kind of thing,
Which is dumb.
which is un-American. Un-American.
There's a lot of things that aren't American anymore.
Like Nintendo. They're from Japan.
Whoa!
But I think the important thing is to not support when businesses make decisions like that. Don't do them.
Well, so the
I
problem...
have no intention of buying the new Nintendo Switch, Switch 2.
I have no desire.
I don't like the things that Nintendo has done recently. I don't really love the console. I love the idea of trying to make a more powerful Switch because I do think that the hybrid mobile home console is the direction the market is going to be going.
Right.
But I don't want to support Nintendo when they're doing stuff like that.
No,
So I'm not going to.
I agree, because because it's gotten bad enough to where you can't even buy third-party hardware even without running the risk of getting completely locked out of your own console.
The console which you paid hundreds of dollars for.
Correct.
And they like the thing is that Nintendo probably is doing it for a very noble reason, because they want to protect their property. Because like the GameCube was the fastest console that they had ever broken, like that hackers had ever broken into and created an emulator for. with it being literally like that day, like launch day.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So yes and no. The other thing is, I know with the new people who run Nintendo, the new CEOs, they are not really for gamers. They're just there
Yeah.
for the money.
They're just businessmen. Yep.
They're there for the bottom dollar, and it shows. Because they're taking away a lot of stuff that the consumers find valuable. Are you moving forward, or what are you doing?
I was actually just farming the Lothric Knight for his sword again.
Well, I came back to the bonfire, so. The other side of gaming news, the console wars have officially been declared as over. Not that there were.
I saw that GameStop declared that the console wars were over.
Yeah, like it's not really been a thing in who knows how long.
Since Sega was a console company.
Yeah, pretty much. But I guess they're remastering Halo and going to be putting it on the PlayStation.
Yes. Which I'm actually really excited for the Halo remaster because Halo has lost its identity and it has become
Absolutely.
generic space shooter.
And a lot of people have
Space Call of Duty. Yeah.
It's basically the exact same thing as every other shooter on the market now.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like Halo anymore. There is a little bit of backlash for the new Halo remasters that they're planning, because there's going to be a lot of AI used in it, and a lot of people, and considering what we just talked about, you can see why a lot of people are not happy about that.
Yeah.
Where are you?
He's back. I jumped down and I'm ahead of you. The thing about AI, like, AIs are able to replace non-labor right now. I don't think that AI in itself is able to replace, like, a welder or, like, a contractor. I don't think that you're going to be able to have an AI that can build your house. You will have machines that an AI can power that can build your house, but it's not going to be that different from a machine that I use now. But AI is a lot cheaper. Like right now, we kind of live in a cheap age, but like everything is cheap because we want it to be cheap, rather than wanting a high-end product. Most people would choose a cheaper product. Save a couple bucks here, save a couple bucks there. But the thing is that if AI replaces all of the jobs to the point where there is no money, no one is going to be buying anything anyway. So while it seems like AI is going to replace everyone's jobs and that no one is going to have a job because AI replaced everybody, it's more than likely that there's just going to be new jobs that fill that role. The comparison that I always draw between the two is phone operators. Like when you used to make phone calls, how you would actually call the operator, and then the operator would put you through to the number that you're trying to call. That job just disappeared with not even the computerization, but like the phone systems no longer required something like that. But those jobs are gone. They don't have those jobs. Oh, we just kidding, that guy. All right, we fight the dancer.
I mean, we can.
Don't fight the dancer. No.
Didn't we try to do it early once, and it was...
We've done it. It's not...
It's more of a hassle than anything.
Yep.
Collect all my embers while I'm here.
But the jobs have to be available, because if a business can do something for free, it's going to do something for free. But if the business does it for free and no one else has any money, it's not going to matter because the business won't sell their product. Stop running away. So there's always an equilibrium to everything. Want to fight us up here?
We're not
Hey,
gonna
come
follow
down
you.
here! Come down here! I fight to be down here! He ate a green herb. Make him waste it. Or is he green?
He might be green.
Ow! Ah, I didn't. I tried to plunging attack him. Whoa! My internet's either my or his internet is stuttering.
I think it's him, because I've noticed the hits connect at weird times.
Stop invading us.
Go away.
Chug! 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 We gotta arrest this back, Chug! But yeah, there's always an equilibrium with things like that. So like, while a lot of like artists' jobs are disappearing, there's some things that I don't think AI will ever be able to replicate because AI cannot create anything new. Humans can't really create anything new either, as much as we can create a restructuring of it, but the AIs do not understand how to restructure something in a new way in the same way that humans can.
Right.
That's why humans always have an advantage, is because they have the freedom to think.
Bye.
So like, as an example, certain game development will always need a human aspect of it, or like writing jokes will always need a human aspect of it because it needs some measure of creativity.
Right.
AIs don't have creativity, they have replicativity? Replications. They're able to regurgitate something that was already created by someone else. Run! They're able to regurgitate something that was created by someone else in a new way, but not in a different way, just in a recreation.
Oh, I got his hat.
Ooh. I won't wear hats. My head is too large. Doesn't fit.
Can I use this tool? No.
You got the spear?
Yeah, I got this.
I'm getting beat up.
I'm coming.
Yeah. Loser.
Indeed.
My memory is impeccable as always.
It's either spot on or completely off.
This guy might kill me.
No in between.
I don't have any Estus left anyway.
I don't.
I saved you.
I was about to get very beat up.
Might have Estus back up. Back up! Yeah.
He gave me a refined gem.
That's because he's a refined gentleman.
He's a very aggressive gentleman.
He's also refined.
Is he though? Is he really?
He's got a blue cape on.
He has a blue cape.
He is technically more refined than the red capes.
Is that like the red coats?
No. Did you give your opinion on AI?
I think so. I don't know. It's hard to keep track.
I think you might have a little bit, and then I feel like I interrupted you. Well, that interrupted you. I went on a tangent. Do you want to try to fight him without Estus? Probably not going to go well, especially since we don't have the deep axes.
We'll give it a go. We've played this game enough.
He's going to get run over and die. I have no health. I have literally no health. Let me just use a life gem.
You'll be fine.
I don't know about that one. We'll see. What's he gonna do? He's gonna run back and forth. Told you. As soon as he starts running back and forth. I didn't put the Silver Serpent ring on. Good job, huh?
Okay, he's
I almost died to a Lothric Knight that I spawned right next to.
dead. Well, that could be interesting.
And I survived. Barely.
Firelink real quick, and then I'll put my side down.
We didn't discuss this prior, but how long do you want these videos to be?
That is
You should be close to an hour.
good question.
Welcome, host.
We'll probably, I say, well, let's see. Give me a sec. Let me see what time we're at.
I think it's about an hour.
It is about an hour. So, yeah, I think we'll just end it here then. So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoy this new kind of format.
Farewell.
It was fun. Got to talk about all kinds of nonsense.
Next time I'll have you write down topics. I'll have to think of stuff on the spot.
You can write down topics too.
Yeah, but I don't know how to write. I was homeschooled.
Anyways. Make sure you guys go check out Ninja Spaghetti's channel. Sam's channel.
Yes.
We got all kinds of stuff over there. I'm on there off and on.
Yes.
Got projects in the works, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys like this new format. If you have anything you want us to talk about, you can leave it in the comments. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say. You want to say anything?
Yes.
Okay. With that, we'll catch you guys next time
On Dragon Ball Z.